ties that thread and tangle tight. Diplomatic dances in the cold moonlight. A step misplaced and the stage does sway. Persona non grata carried far away. When walls talk back and windows cry, boundaries drawn under heavy skies. In the space between the set and scene lies a story that cuts unclean. Hold the ties that thread and tangle tight. Diplomatic dances in the cold moonlight. A step misplaced and the stage does sway. Persona non grata carried far away. Persona non grata carried far away.
So now they're crying over toys. Toys made in China. They say tariffs will ruin Christmas. I say good. Maybe it's time your kids learn where things come from. Not everything shows up in a box with a smile. We gave China our factories. They gave us cheap junk. Now we take it back. And if a few kids miss out on plastic garbage this year, blame the deals you voted for. They say, I'm the problem. Really? You want to blame me for everything? Well, I'm not the one sitting on the sidelines complaining about life. You want change? You think the other guy can deliver? Give me a break. I'm the one who got things done. And trust me, you wouldn't want anyone else in charge. Good evening, America. Unless you're watching from California, then maybe not so good. Just kidding. Sort of, it's your favorite president, some say the best ever. And tonight, I've got a few things to say. So grab your popcorn, turn off the fake news, and let's talk about what's really going on. It's going to be good, really good.
I'm saying bye to all the lies and all the times you cried, saying that I wasn't right, yet I was right by your side. You manipulator, playing games, your friends commentators, and I don't know what you say about our private conversations, but it's got them hating. Thanks to all the rumors you be claiming. It's cool, I'm done with you, so they can throw you a celebration. You gon' hate it when you see me with somebody living better. I'm trying to tell you that me just doing me gon' have you jealous.
Hello, folks. Welcome back to all the Neanderthals, the canines, and the right-wing podcasters. It's Friday, May 23rd, just days before Memorial Day, the day we recognize and commemorate those who fell in battle for the United States. That'll take place on Monday, Memorial Day, a national holiday here in the United States. Thank you all for tuning in. A couple quick notes very quickly. After this, you'll be redirected, if you choose to stay around, to Wednesdays with the Colonel. On Fridays, it's Friends and Family Only Fridays, the F around and find out Fridays. And I'll be talking to Ronaldo about the outcome of the events that took place on Wednesday in the Oval Office. For those of you who are in the chat and you're typing in capitals letters, please stop. That's considered disrespectful and rude. On my channel, we allow only Hendo to put all caps in. That way I can see Hendo's comments. He's one of our original moderators. So please do not put things in all caps. You may put one word in all caps. When you start putting your entire message in all caps, the moderators will delete your comments. Don't take it personally, but you can't follow the rules. It's a very simple rule. All right, so do I follow Professor G? No, he follows me. All right, so you need to stop using all caps. It's considered rude and impolite. Moderators, you don't need to warn people anymore. Someone uses all caps, just take the message out, just delete. Don't give them a timeout, just delete the message. You have that ability. Yes, that's just very inconsiderate. We allow Hendo to do it because Hendo can't afford a new keyboard, and his keyboard has been locked in the all caps position for 27 years. So that's an exception. I am wearing rugby stuff today. This is from Pick and Pay Clothing. There you go. Springboks Champions 95, 2007, 2019, 2023. In South Africa, in France, in Japan, and in France again. All right, boca. All right, folks, let's get it rolling here. We only have about 47 minutes to play around with the news today. Lots of news to talk about. Lots of fake news coming out of South Africa. Thank you. If I don't get to your chat today, I apologize. Did somebody give 10 memberships? Thank you for that. And Lana Roots became a member. Thank you. Let's get to the news straight away, folks. And by the way, I put some content up if you don't mind checking it out. I put a couple videos up earlier. Let me get back to that very quickly before I talk about what's going on here. So let me look at my videos. One of them is doing very well. Thank you all so much for that. Of course, YouTube's stats are trailing, so they're a little bit behind. Yesterday's video is 106,000 views. Thank you for that. That was analysis. This one's at 28,000 in an hour and a half. That's good. That's a good performing video. Thank you for that. 15,000 people watching this hour. And that's my video that things got worse when Ramaphosa spoke. And I just did another one, Ramaphosa's awkward white moment. Have you met my white minister? Oh, can you believe that? Can you imagine if Donald Trump said, hello, can I introduce you to my black Secretary of Housing and Urban Development, Ben Carson? He's our token black guy. Can you imagine if he said that? Oh, my goodness, can you imagine that? That would be shameful. Of course, Ramaphosa did exactly that. Have you met my white minister? Have you met my white minister? Listen, we brought the Vit cunt with us today. Say, Donald Trump, we brought the Vit cunt. Yes, that's right. It isn't just England we bring the Vit cunt. It's here. We brought our own Vit cunt with us. Wow. Wow. Can you believe it? All right, folks. Shocking to say the very least. The Vit cunt. Oh, no, he actually said it. He actually said it. Can you picture this now? So let me just replay that whole scene for you. You can watch my video and you'll see the actual footage, but let me just, so a planted South African journalist was there to ask a question to trip up Trump about genocide, because Trump has famously now posted a Twitter thing or a Truth Social in which he mentioned the white genocide, something I don't talk about. Anyway, so they tried to get Trump. Mr. President, what do you say about this white genocide? How can it be approved? So Trump gets put on the spot, and what does Ramaphosa do? He offers to dig his own grave. So Ramaphosa, oh, no, I'll answer that question. Rudely interrupting his host. You are a guest in the Oval Office of the White House before international audience, and you are going to interrupt your host and say, no, I'll answer that question. Instead of saying, Mr. President, do you mind if I answer that question? That would have been appropriate. People talk about the protocol. I watched Times Live and how professional Cyril was and how respectful. Really? And I saw some black supremacists complaining that John Steenhuisen didn't give deference. When John Steenhuisen spoke, he didn't go, oh, thank you, Mr. President, for letting me come along on the trip. Now let me answer the question. That's not how we do things in America. You don't thank the person you came from your entourage. You thank the host. Oh, my goodness. Anyway, so my white minister. Good God. Anyway, insanity. All right, let's get to the news, folks. That's enough of that nonsense. You can read the postmortems on that. Watch my video. Well, strange thing happened on the way to the forum. And they already indicated they were going to do this long before this trip so they could show they had success. Knowing that this went horribly wrong in Washington and behind closed doors, there was a PK forthcoming. There was some more going on back there as the ANC delegation, and that's what they are, ANC, because John Steenhuisen, let's just admit it, is an ANC minister. What else would you call him? Anyway, so I know he's a member of the Democratic Alliance, but he doesn't seem to be leading the Democratic Alliance except into the abyss. He's leading the ANC's talking points. Anyway, so the ANC GNU delegation that went in behind closed doors got a PK. There's no doubt about it. You saw how morose and disheveled Ramaphosa was out trying to make jokes at his press conference when he had South African journalists licking his testicles going, oh, Mr. President, oh, that was a tough one. Would you like a drink? You need a drink after that tough one. Yeah, well, they already had something prepared. So they're going to come back and say they had success. They're claiming they had success. Of course, they had no success. It's a fairy tale. So the success they're going to talk about is they brokered deals. One of the deals they're going to talk about is now they're going to ease the racist laws for BE for communications so that Starlink can get a license. Now, I urge Elon Musk to refuse to apply for a Starlink license until they rescind BE. Do not take advantage of this stupidity, racist, blatant, obvious pandering, groveling by the South African government. Do not apply for a Starlink license. I'm sorry if that hurts people in South Africa, but accepting it just means you go along with the corrupt system in South Africa. Do not accept it, Elon Musk. Do not accept it. This is corrupt beyond belief. If I want to start a nickel mining operation in South Africa, I have to give my equity to a black South African. So why should Elon Musk be special? If I want to start a mobile telephone company in South Africa, I have to give my equity to black South Africans. Why should Elon Musk be special? Don't do it. Don't do it. Minister Solly Malatsi issues the ICT directives relaxing the BEE laws. Minister of Communications and Digital Technologies from the DA, Solly Malatsi, has issued a policy directive that seeks to relax black economic empowerment policies in the ICT sector, a move that may open the door for billionaire Elon Musk's Starlink to operate. He issued the directive in the Independent Communications Authority of South Africa, ICASA, in the government gazette today, just a couple days after Ramaphosa met with Donald Trump. It is believed that behind closed doors, the Trump team, the government conceded to paving the way for Starlink to operate. Well, it is believed by whom? By whom? This was all orchestrated and staged long before they went to D.C. This was planned. This is all planned. This is all planned. This is all nonsense. This has nothing to do with the meetings. I seriously doubt that Trump said, you know what? Okay, you can keep the racist legislation and keep murdering farmers. We don't care about that. Just give Starlink a license. Really? Really? Come on. Get serious. Get serious. Elon Musk should have a message for ICASA. Fuck off. Yep. Yeah, fuck off. It's just distraction. It's all nonsense. Well, folks, the disinformation and misinformation is in full court press from U.S., European, and South African media. Look at this garbage coming from the Daily Maverick. This is a comical headline. Anybody that watched this, that's even remotely objective, would know that this was not an ambush, that Ramaphosa dug his own grave. He made the statements, and then Trump went easy on him. I mean, why am I the only journalist in the world pointing out the obvious, that Trump could have harmed Ramaphosa personally, could have hurt his feelings, could have had him in tears? Didn't show any of the video of Ramaphosa being an ass. Didn't show the video of him going, I don't know what Donald Trump knows about South Africa. He can keep his America. We'll keep our South Africa. We will not be bullied. Vaccine apartheid. Vaccine. None of that was shown. All of that directly embarrassing. The only videos were shown were videos that had nothing to do with the ruling government. Julius Malema, EFF. Jacob Zuma, former ANC, now MK. That means he gave him a free pass. Yet the media, it was an ambush. It wasn't an ambush. It wasn't an ambush. The moment that Ramaphosa began to lie about what was going on, answering that question, and then lecturing Trump, lecturing the leader of the free world. Well, what needs to happen to fix things? The president simply needs to listen. President Trump must listen to South Africans. That's why I brought my whiteys, because we know that he only listens to whiteys. Yeah, that's what we think in South Africa, in the NEC, the National Executive Committee of the ANC. Are you serious? Are you frickin' serious? Well, apparently they are. They didn't listen to a word I said. I did put a video up urging, imploring President Ramaphosa not to lecture Donald Trump. He did. And boom, like Treekis Duplessis, boom. Here comes the PK. Bam, smackdown. There was no ambush here. This was suicide. These were kamikaze pilots, except they missed the carrier. The South African kamikaze pilots missed the aircraft carrier. They missed the USS Trump. They aimed for it, and they plunged into the ocean. Oh, baby. That's what it was last night. But look at this garbage coming from the Daily Maverick, more like the Daily Wussies. Yes, Ramaphosa's Oval Office meeting with Trump is a diplomatic coup. A diplomatic coup! Now he must secure a deal. How did a deceptively placid Ramaphosa climb such a colossal obstacle? Powerful, rich friends, a language that Trump understands too well. President Cyril Ramaphosa has scored a diplomatic coup after months of caustic, damaging blitzkrieg by America's president. Ramaphosa has finally months of a damaging blitzkrieg. Donald Trump has issued an executive order. He was caught on the tarmac coming back at Andrews Air Force Base and responded to a question. He's issued 2 tweets related to what's going on in South Africa. Truth socials, I call them tweets. He's talked about South Africa 4 times in 4 months. A blitzkrieg? Excuse me, Reddy Talabi. What planet are you living on? Planet delusion? Ooh, what kind of moons are circling your world? Moons of obscuration and obfuscation? You are living in an alternate reality at the Daily Maverick. Blitzkrieg from Trump? Trump has barely mentioned South Africa in the past 4 months. Barely mention it. There's been no action against South Africa other than we suspended aid, which we did for the entire planet. It wasn't just for South Africa. So why are you taking offense? That's not a blitzkrieg. We didn't blitzkrieg the world. And we offer refugee status for people being persecuted. That's not an issue for you. That's a domestic issue for us. What blitzkrieg are you talking about here, Reddy? Are you smoking dacha? Are you smoking weed? Are you insane? I know you're watching this. Maybe not you, but the minions that work for you. Wow. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Oh, they went in with a plan, PK. Their plan was to try to bribe Trump and Elon Musk. It didn't work. So, the crypt keeper opens up the tomb and digs up the dead political figures from the ANC, none other than NDZ Nkosazana Dlamini-Zuma, whom nobody really gives a flip what she says. Why don't we dig up Naledi Pandor to hear what she has to say? But we know she's too much of an embarrassment for the ANC. But NDZ says, there's no white genocide, full stop. Well, listen, you dingbat doorknob. NDZ, Donald Trump didn't say there was a genocide. You and your media said that, not Trump. He said, I'm not convinced. I'm not sure. That's what he said. Roll the video. Trump didn't say there was a genocide. You did. Your reporter placed there to try to embarrass Trump. And then Ramaphosa foolishly, stage acting, took the question himself. Trump never said genocide. He said he wasn't convinced. Yet you lie. You lie, you lie, you lie, you lie. These people have longer noses than Pinocchio. Wow. Wow. And ANC stalwart Nkosazana Dlamini-Zuma says United States President Trump's narrative of white genocide is not ignorance but deliberate misinformation. No. The disinformation is coming from your cake hole. Your cake hole, NDZ. Your cake hole is the one spreading the disinformation. Trump didn't say genocide. He said he wasn't convinced. Are you hard of hearing? Are your ears full of wax? Are you just stupid? Or are you just a propagandist? Aha! We hit the nail on the head. Propagandist. That's what it is. You're all liars. You've been exposed for the world. You can't hide it anymore. And here we go from the silent Minister of Police when the fake crime statistics come out. Yeah, we know these things are doctored. Remember, this is the same government that hid crime statistics for 3 years because the embarrassment over the rapes and murders. Yeah, so trusting them for crime statistics is a stretch. Senzo Mkunu, we respect America, but not Trump's genocide lies about South Africa. Well, dude, you're the liar. Trump didn't say genocide. Shut the frick up. Minister of Police Senzo Mkunu has rejected claims of so-called genocide taking place, particularly against the farming community. These claims, recently echoed by President Trump, have been labeled as totally unfounded and totally unsubstantiated by the minister. Well, that minister is totally unfounded and unsubstantiated. Shut up. You've done a pretty good job as police minister so far. But of course, the bar was so low after Bekele and of course, Jackie Salibe, the criminal who died in prison. Yes, these are your ministers of police. These are the people responsible for the public safety of South Africa. Bekele, the cat in the hat. I'm not the golden boy. Remember that with Ian Cameron? Yes. Yeah. No, now Nkunu has a low bar to get over, and he has to go right back under the bar of stupidity. Right back under the bar of stupidity. Donald Trump didn't say genocide. Stop squealing like a pig, because you're lying. You're lying. You're lying. Well, the New York Times, the New York Slimes jumps into with their nonsense. Lydia Polgreen, more like a polecat here. Lydia Polecat tells a fairy tale about this. Trump didn't want a deal in the Oval Office. He wanted humiliation. No, he didn't, Lydia. No, he didn't. It might sound improbable in light of the bizarre encounter that unfolded in the Oval Office, but President Trump and Ramaphosa actually have quite a few things in common. Both are lavishly wealthy business tycoons who coveted then achieved rather late in life the highest office in the land. Both share a taste for the refined leisure of moneyed global elite. Golf for Trump, fly fishing for Ramaphosa. Yeah. Well. Wow. Ramaphosa thought he could bring his considerable talents to the White House. No. I'm sorry, Lydia. Trump didn't want humiliation. If Trump wanted humiliation, you would be honest and stop putting your... Now, to be fair, it is opinion. It's listed as opinion. But opinion is worth about as much as your bumhole, folks. About as much as your personal bumhole. That's her opinion. Lydia Polecat. This is nonsense. If Trump wanted to humiliate him, he would have done it. With videos showing members of the ANC in Gauteng, in Johannesburg, saying, we will change Santon Drive to Leila Khalid and make the Americans be embarrassed by having a terrorist on their letterhead. Yeah. Or he would have shown Ramaphosa screaming about vaccine apartheid, or Ramaphosa saying, you can keep your America, we'll keep South Africa. Or He could have embarrassed or the South African minister this week who said, well, if people don't like the rules on BE and black equity, then they can go to India and invest. That would have embarrassed Ramaphosa personally. Or the video of Ramaphosa saying, hey, this gem, folks, let me get this gem up here for you. Let me pull this one up because this is the golden one here. Now, we know that this happened some time ago, but it doesn't matter when it happened. It's true. Let me get this video up here. This is the one. Here we go. Here you go. Here you go. Let's watch this. This could have been shown. This wasn't shown, Lydia Polecat. If he wanted to embarrass Ramaphosa, if it was a humiliation, this video would have been shown right here. This video that I'm about to show you. This wasn't shown.
We would love to have Julius Malema back in the ANC. He is still ANC, down deep in his heart. So we would like to have those who are in the EFF back in the ANC, because the ANC is their home.
It doesn't matter that it's in 2018. In 2018, Julius Malema had already been singing Kill the Boer. In 2018, Julius Malema had already been saying race-baiting things. In 2018, Julius Malema had already done the interview in which he said, well, we're not killing for the slaughter of white people. Well, not yet. It had already happened in 2018 and he fired a loaded firearm into space. So it really doesn't matter when it was, Daniel. It really doesn't matter when it was. Whether it was today, 2 years ago, 5 years ago. The character of Julius Malema has been known for a decade. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That would have embarrassed him. That would have embarrassed him. He sat there and said, oh, no, we repudiate this. When have you repudiated? You've never repudiated Julius Malema. You've never repudiated Cyril Ramaphosa. You're lying. You're lying. You're lying. Anyway. I see a lot of trolls popping in the chat here. Watch for them, folks. Watch for the trolls. All right, so moving on. Crime stats. Whoa, crime stats. And what do they talk about? Black South Africans. Suddenly they care about black South Africans. Black South Africans were victims in all but one farm in Texas and Kunu. Of course, that's a very misleading statement. That's talking about the most recent data, which is also fraudulent, we know from AfriForum. Police Minister Senzo Mkhunu said 6 attacks in rural communities were recorded in the fourth quarter with 2 fatalities. In all but one case, the victims were black. That's simply untrue. I'm aware of at least 3 farm murders took place while I was there in the last month of white South Africans. So I don't know where he's getting his data from. These were reported in the press. One of them, Trump actually put up on the thing. Johann Rupert's influence on Elon Musk. Starlink. They are obsessed with Starlink. Notice that's all they're focused on. That's all, because they're just crooked. The only thing they understand in the GNU and the ANC is dirty deals. Well, if we give them a dirty deal, then we'll have them on our side. They got the DA to join their dirty deal in the GNU. The DA's like, we're here for jobs. What jobs? You're about to lose 500,000 jobs. 600 American companies embargoed from South Africa, 500,000 jobs. 25,000 cars with 31% tariff to America. Nobody's going to buy that crap. 141,000 jobs. You think you can lose 700,000 jobs and you're going to survive South Africa? If the collapse is coming, you better hope Trump doesn't get pissed off at the stupidity, insulting him with the racist BS. So, Johann Rupert, in a dramatic turn of events less than 2 days after a tense White House meeting allegedly facilitated by South African billionaire Johann Rupert, Elon Musk's Starlink satellite venture appears to be facing new regulatory easing in South Africa. Was it just for Elon Musk or is it for all of us? Do all of us whiteys get a break now? Can I now invest in South Africa? Do I get the not black equity? Can I put my money there? Please let me know because I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm going to invest in a security company. Oh, wait. No, my guards can't have firearms. Never mind. I was going to invest in a solar farm. Oh, wait. No, my consumers have to pay taxes even though they're not hooked up to the grid. Never mind. I'll invest in fixing the roads. Oh, no, wait. That only goes to BE tender companies. Not at that. I won't make any money fixing the roads. Well, screw it. I'm not putting my money in South Africa. Sorry. So there was a point here earlier someone mentioned about first Newsroom Africa was the irresponsible outlet that outed some South Africans from Port Elizabeth from Geberge. And then they run a headline, a fantastic headline today. It was in Facebook and also in their paper. This is an irresponsible newspaper called The Herald. This is yellow journalism attacking these people and doxing. And these are violations of the Poppy Act. Inside story of Geberge's refugees. And notice they put quotes on refugees who fled to the USA. One of them listed their home in Lorraine for 2.3 million rand. Yeah, and what's your point? What is your point? So should they just leave it abandoned or should they try to sell it? Oh, your point is they had a home, so they're not refugees. Seriously? By the way, ladies and gentlemen, I'll be interviewing that family tomorrow, right here on the program. Oh, shocker! There is a big secret. That's right. That family is full of the lies. The lady who's been lied about endlessly, her home will be on the program tomorrow at 8 p.m. South Africa time, 2 o'clock Eastern Standard. There you go. Another refugee interview to refute the fake news, the disinformation, and the misinformation emanating from the cakeholes of the South African fake media. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is what happens. Convicted rapists are put back on the street and they hang around with children. Convicted rapist parole revoked after he's caught with a missing Hanover Park girl. Oh, that guy looks real friendly. Yeah, you want him around your kids, don't you? Igshan Williams appeared in the Wynberg Magistrates Court today. The man alleged to have kidnapped and raped a 9-year-old Hanover Park girl appeared in the Wynberg Magistrates Court on Friday. Convicted rapist Igshan Williams was formally charged with rape, kidnapping, human trafficking, and sexual assault. He was sentenced to 20 years in prison in 2005 for raping a 10-year-old and was granted parole last year. And he went right back to raping little girls. Raping little girls. Where is Malema Live? On Twitter? Is he on Twitter? Live? No, must be on EFF. He's also not live on EFF, so I don't know where he's live at. So he's not there. Anyway, back to the story. Right. So, convicted rapist. There you go. There you go. Tortured and raped a little girl. That's justice in South Africa. He's singing it right now on YouTube. What channel? That doesn't help me. Live on YouTube. That's useless, Abby. That's absolutely useless. Where on YouTube? Where on YouTube? Unless you're trying to chase people. WLA channel. Okay, thank you. That's helpful. WLA channel. No, there's no such thing as a WLA channel. It doesn't exist. Doesn't exist. Doesn't exist. Doesn't exist. So you guys give me useless stuff. You're just trying to distract me from doing the job here. That's unfortunate that people want to do that. Roland Skuman. It's not live. It's 8 minutes. That's not live. Okay, enough. I'm not playing this game. People are just playing games here. It doesn't work. I typed in WLA. This old videos is fake. Stop the nonsense. See, I'm not going to fall for it. All right, tortured Ugandan activist is dumped at the border following arrest in Tanzania. East African rights group condemned Tanzania, saying human rights activists abandoned at border, showing signs of torture. Ugandan rights group Agora Discourse said on Friday that activist and journalist Agathur Atuhar had been abandoned at the border by Tanzanian authorities and showed signs of torture. She traveled to Tanzania alongside Kenya anti-corruption campaigner Boniface Mwane to support opposition leader Tundu Lissu, who appeared in court on Monday. Both were arrested after the hearing and held incommunicado and then tortured, according to statements. Well, that's not good. The U.S. will impose sanctions on Sudan after claiming to find government having used chemical weapons. The United States will impose sanctions on Sudan after terming its government used chemical weapons in 2024 during the Army's conflict with the RSF. Measures against Sudan will include limits on U.S. exports and U.S. government lines of credit and will take effect June 6th after Congress is notified on Thursday. The United States calls the government of Sudan to cease all chemical weapons use and uphold its obligations under the Chemical Weapons Convention. Wow. That's not good. There were allegations they used chemical weapons, and now the U.S. government is saying they did. The fatal shooting of 2 Israeli staff members from the U.S. or the Israeli embassy is a grim validation for those who warned of free Palestine violence. Through almost 20 months of war with sparked on October 7th, fears grew that anti-Israeli, anti-Semitic vitriol could result in bloodshed. Then came Wednesday's murders at the Capital Jewish Museum. A man opened fire on people exiting a reception for young Jewish professionals at the Capital Jewish Museum, killing 2 Israeli embassy staffers, then entered the museum and shouted "Free Palestine" before being taken away by police. For those who wondered about the context of whether a particular chant or was hate speech or anti-Semitic, this is what it looks like when physically manifested, said Sasha Reutman-Dratwa, an Israeli military veteran who was the CEO of the Combat Anti-Semitism movement. And that's what it looks like when people sing "Kill the Boer." It's terrorism. It's not free speech. It's not a liberation song. Red lines loom, according to Al Jazeera, over the U.S.-Iran nuclear talks. Tough stance by both sides, with enrichment being a key part of it. Several convoys arrived in Oman's embassy in Rome's Kamaluchia neighborhood this afternoon, and Iranian media reported that talks have started. Negotiations are expected to be led by Iran's Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi and U.S. President Donald Trump's Middle East envoy Steve Witkoff to discuss Iran's nuclear aims. The Trump administration is still aiming for peace. North Korea tried to launch a new destroyer. Things went badly, and I feel for the people responsible because they're going to be executed painfully. This is the behavior of the leader of North Korea. North Korea's leader is furious over failed destroyer launch, vows to arrest those responsible. North Korea is seeking to arrest those responsible for the failed launch of its second naval destroyer, which it denied the warship suffered major damage, a claim quickly met with outside skepticism. A statement from North Korea on the handling of its botched launch came after the leader Kim Jong-un expressed fury over the incident that he said was caused by criminal negligence. It's an unpardonable criminal act. Satellite imagery of the site showed the vessel lying on its side, draped in blue covers with parts of it submerged. That's what you see right there. Yep, parts of the ship submerged as it sunk. Well, North Korea can't even launch a ship. Here it was in dry dock. Wow, 5,000-ton class destroyer warship. A bit heavier than existing warships. The observers say North Korea tried to launch the destroyer sideways, a method it has never used for warships, although it was previously employed with big cargo and passenger ships. Compared with these non-military vessels, Lee said it would be difficult to maintain balance with the destroyer because it's equipped with heavy weapon systems. North Korean scientists and officials did not likely factor that in. Well, gee, shame they sank their ship. You sank my battleship! You sank my battleship. Well, meanwhile, shock at Harvard University, where Trump said no more foreign students. They rely on 25% student enrollment to enrich their coffers, and they've got a problem now. Fear and confusion mounted quickly yesterday as international students who make up more than 25% of the university's enrollment sought clarity or reassurance. Just before the Trump administration announced on Thursday that it would bar international students from Harvard, staff members from the university's international office met with graduating seniors. Wow. Then within minutes of the meeting's end, news alerts lit up the students' phones. Chaos was breaking out. Kristi Noem, the Homeland Security Secretary, had notified Harvard that its permission to enroll international students was revoked. With that, the degrees and futures of thousands of Harvard students, an integral piece of the university's identity and culture, were deeply plunged into uncertainty. Well, good. The end of international enrollment would transform a university where 6,800 students, more than a quarter of the total, come from other countries. Yes. And of course, Harvard is home to Chinese spies who spy and steal our trade secrets and our copyrights and our patents. So good. Let Harvard fall. Let the corrupt, leftist, anti-Semitic, America-hating, Christian-hating, white-hating Harvard University fail. The Asian-hating Harvard University fail. The only Asians they like are not American Asians. They only like Asians from Asia. They won't let American Asians into their schools. The racist bigotry of Harvard and Claudine Gay is exposed for the world to see. It is about time that America took action and stopped giving these scumbags money. Well, Columbia, another scumbag Ivy League school, violated Jewish student civil rights, according to the Trump administration. They have already lost $400 million in federal funding, thank goodness. Columbia University violated civil rights by acting with deliberate indifference towards harassment against Jewish students, the Health and Human Services Department said. Wow, well, there you go. Not a surprise. Another anti-Semitic, Jew-hating, white-hating, Christian-hating institution of lower learning, Columbia University. Donald Trump will slap a 50% tariff on the EU. Whoa, the war is heating up. It's not slowing down, folks. Trump says 50% tariff will be imposed on the EU on June 1st. Wow. President Trump said on May 23rd that the United States will impose a 50% tariff on the European Union. The European Union, which is formed for the primary purpose of taking advantage of the United States on trade, has been very difficult to deal with. He added that our discussions with them are going nowhere and that a 50% tariff is planned for June 1st. EU consists of 27 countries, including Austria, France, and Germany. European Union and the United States are negotiating. Some negotiate behind closed doors, other in front of the cameras, Polish trade minister said. The fact that we see some important statements in the public domain does not mean there will be translated actions by the U.S. administration. The stock market took a dip on that news. Yes, indeed. The stock market took a dip when we heard that news. Yep, there you go. This is what it looked like earlier. Trump threatens EU with 50% tariffs, and the stock market dove early this morning. Down almost 3%. The Dow Jones Industrial Average, the Nasdaq Composite, and the S&P 500 all dropped 2.5% to 3% in early trading this morning. Yes, it was already down yesterday before they announced this, but 50% tariffs. Ouch. Ouch. Trump says that Russian-Ukrainian prisoner exchange is underway. He wrote on Truth Social, congratulations to both sides. Could this lead to something big? It's a good question. U.S. President Trump said today that Russia and Ukraine are in the process of exchanging prisoners of war. Last week, the two sides agreed to exchange 1,000 prisoners each, the biggest exchange since the war broke out in February of 2022. Progress? Maybe. Maybe. We shall see. Caitlin Clark was stopped, her record of getting at least, 25 points? Or 3 points, scoring a three-pointer in all 42 of her first 42 games of WNBA comes to an end as she scored no three-pointers last night. Okay, there you go. And that's going to do it for the news today, folks. We've got a little bit of time to chat here for the 1,700 plus people currently here. 7,000 have tuned in. Degu says, super chat is 70 Rand. Do you think those interviewed in the pilot program but not select will be notified? Degu, you're not listening to my advice or you missed my streams. If you were in the pilot program, you need to fill a statement of interest out. We don't know that anything from that's going to be followed. I do know of someone that did not get to go because they didn't have a passport, but now it's a passport and it's approved, but they were approved in the pilot group. So that is not germane here. I need you to fill out your statement of interest. If it's redundant, they already have it, then it's fine. But if you haven't filled out your statement of interest and you're banking on being the other 60 people that got interviewed or 40 people that got interviewed but didn't go, you're making a huge mistake. My recommendation is to fill out a statement of interest. Sure, pure and simple. It's easy to do. Piece of cake, easy peasy. Do it if you want to come. Again, I'm not encouraging you to come to the United States. That is your prerogative. Rudy Kutzer, 35 Rand super chat. Who else we got here? Any more super chats I missed? I'm trying to get them. Lana Rutz became a member. Thank you for your membership. And Stephen Clark got a gifted membership. Oh, that's from Lana. Lana gave the gift. Thank you. Okay, congratulations. All right, so that's as far as back as I can go with that. Let me go over to my studio and pull up any super chats I may have missed here in the stream. Thank you all so much. Go to the earnings tab, super chats. Let's see what we've got any for today. We've got it's 22nd, 23rd, 23rd. Here we go. So Francois Diego gave 14 Rand super chat. Good evening to you. Courtney gave $1.99. Courtney, by the way, I did mention this previous broadcast, but you weren't here. This is a lovely gift from Courtney McBride. First day edition. Canceled 60th presidential inauguration for the 47th president. There you go. That was awesome. Thank you for that gift. I collected it from the post office. Courtney gave $5. I'm proud. Oh, there's someone. Rudy became a member. Thank you, Rudy, for your membership. I'm proud to have been with the Wyatt community since New Year's Eve 2020. Go Navy. It's been that long, Courtney. Wow. Then you are an OG, I guess. Didn't realize that. Then Elar Dusky for Quality Import gave 200 Rand. Thank you for that. Rudy Kritz gave 35 Rand, and then Degu, I already read that one. So thank you all for the super chats. A little slower today, but that's okay. Many refuse promotes are the objective to be sent. There is no objective, Christian Robinson, publicly known. How could anybody possibly know such a thing? Thank you, the YouTubes, for becoming a subscriber. Nobody possibly knows that information. Also, those spreading rumors that a group of 300 leave on Monday are just spreading rumors. Nobody has that information. I'm pretty confident that that's not the case, based on what information I have, which I won't share. Because some things must be protected. Passports on bridge certificates done and dusted today. Took only 3 hours. There you go, Rentia Shepard Kruger. Hey, how's it going, Rentia? Saw an article next about some European intelligence dude backing Trump's claim of genocide. Trump didn't make a claim of genocide. Trump didn't make a claim of genocide. People need to stop saying that. He did on Truth Social mention genocide, but in that meeting he never mentioned it, and that's why the lies are coming from. Lana Rotz gave a 14 Rand super. There's another membership. Did somebody just give a bunch of memberships? Thank you, Lana, for the 14 Rand super chat. You're killing it in streaming today. Thank you, Daniel. I appreciate that. All right, folks. So Alan McGonigal just gave 70 Rand. Said, "Love you. Do you think refugee program will speed?" Yes, I said in my live stream when it happened that it's going to accelerate now. I think they're going to accelerate the program now to put pressure on the South African government to change their racist laws. This isn't about Starling. This isn't about the ICG case. This isn't about refugees. This is about racist legislation in South Africa and racial discrimination. Thank you, Dirk Bauer, for you should make a video of all the videos how Trump could have a ban. Yeah, I should. That's a good idea. Thank you. It's a good idea. But I can't find the, if anybody's got the video for when he talked to Bloomberg, it's all disappeared. I had it, but I can't find it. Video about how Trump could have embarrassed. Yeah, exactly. That's. I should do that video, but I can't find all those videos. That's the problem. All glued to our phones waiting. Okay. FAFO is behind all the training for the white murders. Don't know about that. Why is Lamola there carrying the cooler? Yeah, he carried the cooler. Why was John Steenhuisen there? Because he was the token whitey. Nikki Liebenberg gave 140 rand super chat. Johan Barkhuis in ambush is being attacked at dead of night. Yeah, like farmers or people living in residences. Dirk, Erica Terblanche became a member. Thank you for that. Am I catching up here now? So Rupert is not a South African on the ground. He's a billionaire. Yeah, I agree with PK. Yeah, it's not like, well, or what's the deal? Are we supposed to wait till the genocide starts and they start executing people all over the place before somebody does something? John Tully gave 40 rand. Thank you, John. Daniel gave $20. Keep up the good work. Well, I'm trying. Definitely trying. Joe Czar Smith is back with $5 super. I know you've warned people sharing any information on social media. Please remind them again about the doxing and all the other cock. Yes, folks, it's smart that if you get involved in the refugee program, you don't tell anybody about it. If you got to be careful because people will dox you on social media. It's a crime, but they'll do it anyway because it won't be prosecuted. Thank you, Daniel, for the $20. I've got that video, Colonel. I'll put it in the clutch. Okay, thank you, Rakes. Thank you for if you've got the video. If you've got the video, so I need the video of Bloomberg where he lied. Any one of the videos where he screamed vaccine apartheid, any little clip of that would be helpful. And then also the one from the State of the Nation address. I don't need gigabytes, just the clip, that portion so I can play it. You can do a little bit before and a little bit after so I can play around with it. Send me those. Karen says, I can't say more. Contact me personally. I missed what you said, Karen. Sorry. Okay. I need to put my glasses on because this text is so small now. You read a comment about refugee being denied work in U.S. Apologies. You've already talked about it. Do they perhaps have some... No, I'm not sharing any information on that, Jan van Vollehouden. There was a refugee who applied to 3 different jobs, and they were interviewed in 3 different jobs. And when they were interviewed, they were asked where they're from. They said South African. That was the end of the conversation. They committed a federal violation of employment law. And I hope that person turns them in. They probably don't know better. If you're watching the stream and you were that refugee, you should report them to the government. That's a criminal act. You cannot not hire someone because now if you live in an at-will employment state, you might have a problem like Pennsylvania where, whoa, there's 1,000 rand from Nikki Stevens. Thank you for that. Thank you so much for the super chat. You may have a problem because it's an at-will employment. You can be fired for anything. You don't have to be hired. So in most states, that law is overridden by federal law. So just be careful out there. Anyway, I'm not going to talk any more about that issue until I have more information on it. But I can tell you that I know from other refugees, at least 3 other refugees I've been in contact with have already gotten job interviews, and one's going for an interview today. So there you go. There you go. The bugger off bunny's here. Just no reason to show it yet, Mr. QB. Here he is. Here's the bugger off bunny. I had no reason to show him. He's right here. Gary Buchner gave a 350 rand super chat, 100%. I check my email 1,000 times a day waiting. Yeah, I wish I could check my email 1,000 times a day, but I can't. Stage 8. Microsoft must withdraw. Saw that crash in the weeks. Oh, well, that might do something. 360 at 46 gave 35 rand. So thanks, Colonel. You're very welcome. He got American Pie faced. Indeed, he did. Indeed, he did. Vera Fundamental just gave 5 memberships, gifted memberships. Thank you. I can't wait for the Ramaphosa meeting leak. Probably just Ramaphosa begging for it. Yeah, there'll be a leak. Somebody will run their mouth. Can you cover the price drop in property values recently since the WC? I don't have the data. I would like to do that, but yeah, no, it's all over. It's all over, and it's been going on in Joburg for some time. I got to get my beard trimmed for Memorial Day. Yeah, Weinberg. I got you. I know it's Weinberg, Steve. I just mispronounced it. I've got a cold. Give me a break here, guys. But thank you for the correction. Michelle Devanaga. What about the video where the ANC welcomed the High Court ruling? That's another one. There you go. That's another one. Put all those in there. 877 watching. I don't think there's 877. There's 1,700 watching. So that must have been a while ago. 12:51. No, that's right now. Your date is out. I'm looking for videos of Ramaphosa saying things attacking Trump or attacking America. And then the video recently where the minister said, if you don't like the BE laws and being forced to give your equity to black South Africans, then just go invest in India. That one would be very important. That'd be great. That proves a racial discrimination. Yeah, they're removing the evidence. Yep. Gone from your media. Wow. Regarding mainstream media, should report the truth. Well, I'm Nico Hotniga. I talk about it all the time. Nico, what are you talking about? I'm always talking about it. I just did a video exposing the mainstream media, not even reporting that Ramaphosa said, hey, have you seen my white minister? My God, can you imagine he said that? Also talked about the beginning of this broadcast. Davi Williamson gave 140 Rand, thank you. First super chat. Planning on closing the American Embassy on the 26th month, Pretoria. Yeah, because it's a holiday. It's a holiday, Global Rome Explorer. It's Memorial Day. Our embassy is closed for American holidays. Of course it's closed. Where did that 1,000 Rand? I saw 1,000 Rand pop up here, but I don't see where it showed up on my screen here. When did I miss that? Somehow I missed that 1,000 Rand. It didn't show up. Oh, there it is. There it is. There it is. Okay. Gary Buchter. All right. Off-grid in Spain. Nikki Stevens gave that 1,000 Rand. Thank you for that, Nikki. Tristan Alexander, thank you for becoming a member. All right, folks. Yeah, I really hate to add in a broadcast that's going so well. There's Lindy. Terrence Alperman, 140. Did you hear anything of a next group? Terrence, I have some unofficial information, which I'm going to keep close to him. But there is no flight going on Monday, I'll tell you that. It's not happening Monday. Lindy Donna sent you WhatsApp. Tammy Bruce interview yesterday. Yeah, thank you, Lindy. There are 3 timestamps in that. I've got them. I haven't had time to make a video. I will take those questions from Tammy Bruce yesterday. I will make a video out of it as soon as I get a chance. But tomorrow I'm interviewing Corne Mulder at 4 p.m. South Africa time, the leader of the Freedom Front Plus. And I'm also interviewing another refugee tomorrow about the Port Elizabeth nonsense that's going on and the doxing of refugees. So that's tomorrow at 2 p.m. here. So 10 and 2. So it's 10, Corne Mulder, 12, news, 2 p.m. refugee interview. So tomorrow, that is 4 p.m. South African time, 6 p.m. and 8 p.m. I'll be broadcasting 3 different streams tomorrow. Thank you, Lindy. Cliff Krause, how many subscribers need before the beard goes? Beard is not going. It's going to be trimmed up close. Close. It's going to be very close when I get to 100,000. I said that was the deal. I'll stick to it. That was the deal when I was in South Africa, but you all didn't come through. I said if I get to 100,000 subscribers while I'm in South Africa, then the beard will shrink. But my subscriber base got very slow in South Africa, and my views dropped precipitously as I did all these positive videos about South Africa, talking about the good things in South Africa. Nobody watched it. Well, not nobody, but most people didn't watch it. Now that we're talking about the nonsense going on, the pace has picked up again. So let me just take a look. We're at 93,791. We're another 209 subscribers away from getting to 94,000. Got to get to 100,000, and the beard's going to get trimmed up. Okay. Mike Sham podcast. Okay, well, I don't have time to look for it. That's if people can send it to me, that'd be great. I don't have a team, so if you guys work as my team. By the way, I do want to say this very quickly before we go, all right, because you're going to be direct over on all those Wednesdays with the Colonel, which is happening today. Thank you, Terrence, for the 140 Rand super chat. Folks, I'm getting tens of thousands of messages, okay? If I don't respond to you in an hour or 2 hours or a day or 2 or 3, do not take offense. I've not ignored you. I've not decided. I may read your message, but it doesn't mean I have time to address it. Also, messages get lost. Remember also that I pointed out to you that for a while there, WhatsApp shut down my messages. That's just WhatsApp. 10,000 in the last 72 hours, okay? No human can do that. I need a computer to go through this, okay? So I'm not ignoring people. All right. Second, you're sending me email addresses to multiple emails. People sending to my personal email address, which I never gave out, you're getting ignored. I don't have time to deal with you. That's rude and disrespectful to send it to my personal email address. I never asked you to send something there. The email address I asked you to send it to is the allaboutafrica2021@gmail.com, which is for this channel. And I've got thousands in that email account. I have 7 different email accounts that are active that I use on a regular basis, and I don't have time to get to them. I'm not ignoring people. I'm not being rude. Those demanding my attention are the ones being rude. Please be patient. I will get to you as quickly as I can. I'm a one-man operation. I book the guest. I do the editing. I make the videos. I do all the business arrangements. I arrange all my travel. I do all my travel. I get myself from place to place. I come up with the ideas myself. I do all the now. Everything is done by me. Only help I have is a dedicated coterie of wonderful moderators who help out here. And then when you guys send me stuff. Okay? So thank you. I do appreciate it. Yeah, Carolyn Levitt's pretty awesome. Yep. Thank you, Dave Ranky. Good to see you there. And there's an email from Wills. You suck with WhatsApp. It's okay. My goodness. Reese. Oh, my goodness. Reese, how's it going there? Reese, how's it going? I got the coveted photo with Reese and Yanni finally. Finally got that. Well, Corny Mulder may have had something very interesting to say, but he's going to have something very interesting to say tomorrow as well. So there you go. So those videos have not been posted yet. I don't have time. I'll post them this evening. The links for tomorrow's. Thank you. There's Reese. There you go, Reese. Screen capture. Reese is an OG, although an absent OG. She was gone for a long time. Her and Yanni finally got to meet them at Thundergun. That was really awesome. Yep, finally got to meet them in person. All right, so, all right. Well, Gold, I appreciate people want to help the admin, but I mean, it's not as simple as that. Thank you for that. All right, folks, I'm going to wrap it up here. Chris Ayler's the panel discussion. Yeah, I was asked to go on that with Donald Brown, and I pushed back. Yes, Thundergun, Brendan, that's where we're at, in Northcliffe. That was where it was. Mariska Engelbrecht, boy, that's a very German name. Well, Mariska is kind of Eastern European, but Engelbrecht is very German. I love the content. You're very welcome. Good evening, our legend Colonel. It's Mornay Brits here. Hope you're well. It was Rob last week, Friday night. Now I'm using my late brother's. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my goodness, Mornay. I'm so sorry to hear that. Pets to America. Yeah, you can bring pets to America at your own expense. It's not paid for by anybody. That comes out of your pocket. Comes out of your pocket. Not cheap. Not cheap. Well, it's a shame you missed us, Brendan. We had over 100 people at Thundergun. It was amazing. Yeah, the channel's really growing quickly here. Yes, I'm aware of Operation J. Yep, I'm aware of that. Thank you for sharing that, Sandra. Refugees should open a GoFundMe. Yes, they should open a GoFundMe if they're in the States. Should open a Back a Buddy if they're in South Africa to raise money for pets. All right? All right, that's going to be it, folks. You're going to be redirected automatically over to Ronaldo Close if you want to go over there. Be sure to hit the like button. I could have hung around to get 10,000 views. We're at 9,597 and average 8 minutes of view on here and a little bit of super chat revenue. Thank you for that. Now for Wednesdays with the Colonel. Yep. All right. So you'll see me Ronaldo in just a couple minutes. All right. Well, people aren't leaving their pets behind. They're not abandoning them. They are, well, these people aren't. The people who left were responsible. They gave them to someone who can take care of them. And when they raise the money, they get them sent over. Yanni hacked your YouTube. Hey, Reese. Okay. Gotcha. Gotcha. All right, guys. Up with Ronaldo in just a moment. Thanks for being here. We'll catch you. And look for my other videos. Check out my 2 videos from today. And especially the one where Cyril poses, have you seen my white minister? Oh, dear God. Cheers, guys. See you in a couple minutes on Ronaldo.